Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is your host Thomas Tyree from On the Hot Podcast. Today, this will be episode 152 for you guys today. Of course, this episode is going to be coming out on all four of our platforms: our Instagram account, our Facebook account, our YouTube account, and our Apple Podcast account. So let's go ahead and dive into the very first segment of the episode this week. I'll be sharing my list of NBA players that are under the most pressure to succeed in the NBA playoffs this NBA postseason. So these are the following players I do believe are under the most pressure to succeed and help their team win an NBA title this postseason. Starting off with player number one on my list, Damian Lillard, point guard for the Milwaukee Bucks. Damian Lillard is on my list because over the course of his career, he did everything for Portland Trail Blazers to be a championship contending team. It just did not work out in Portland. And his final two seasons in Portland, he missed the playoffs. And he had dreams and aspirations of one day being an NBA champion, which led him being traded out of Portland to Milwaukee to be on an NBA contending team. And gets to play with Giannis. Now, time is ticking on the clock for Damian Lillard to win a title. Because how many prime years does Damian Lillard have left? He gave a lot of prime years that he had in his career to Portland. And right now, he's 33 years of age. He's not getting any younger. And his prime years are starting to dwindle. He's a caliber player, but we don't know how much longer he has left in his prime. And yes, he looked good in game one against the Pacers when he was shooting lights out, scored 35 points, 6 3-pointers, went 6 for 11, 3-point shooting, went 7 for 7 at the free throw line. The Bucks are in win now mode, and with Giannis' health being a question mark for the NBA playoffs, it's time for Damian Lillard to step up and be the reason why he is there, show the reason why he is there to win an NBA title with the Milwaukee Bucks. Damian Lillard is on my list. Now, next two players I'm going to mention combined as one due to the fact that they've been playing together for a very long time. It's Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown are both under pressure to succeed in the NBA playoffs because it's time. The time is now for them to finally win a title and bring it back to Boston this NBA postseason. Because I've been saying for years, it's their time. We've seen Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown grow as young players into becoming one of the most dynamic duos in NBA today. But they've been in the playoffs several times. They have the playoff experience, but they've never been able to cash in on winning an NBA title. They are young, yes. However, the duo of Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown have already played in 4 Eastern Conference Finals together and made an NBA Finals together and have 0 championships to show for it. They have the playoff experience, but they can never cash in on a title when it matters most. And this season, in the regular season, they won 64 games this season. That's the most anybody in the Eastern or Western Conference this year. The Eastern Conference is banged up. Jimmy Butler is out. Joel Embiid is not 100%. Julius Randle is not 100%. So this is the best time for the Boston Celtics to get out of the Eastern Conference, make it back to the NBA Finals, and win it all this year. Because if Tatum and Brown don't do it this year, when are they ever? Because this is their best shot to win the East, and this is their best shot to win an NBA title this year. Those respective players are on my list. Now, next player on my list is Joel Embiid. Now, a lot of you guys out there watching and listening might say it's a little harsh for me to put Joel Embiid on this list, but I understand that Joel Embiid is not 100%, but the man can still put up points, and the man, when you call his number, can still he can still deliver when it matters most. And I'm still holding him accountable this NBA postseason to rise to the occasion in the playoffs. Right now, the 76ers find themselves down 2-0 in the series to the New York Knicks. Now, the prime years of Joel Embiid have been really fun to watch. And if you want my honest opinion, and if he never had that knee injury, he would have went on to win back-to-back MVPs this year. That's how special the prime years of Joel Embiid has truly been. And I will say also, the 76ers would have been a higher seed than the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference if Joel Embiid was healthy throughout the season. They might have been a top 3 seed, no more than the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference. But under the Joel Embiid era in Philadelphia, they have yet to make it out of the second round. The man has never played in the Eastern Conference 7-game series ever. Never been to an NBA Finals series ever. And that's a problem when you have one of the best players, one of the best big men, one of the best centers in the NBA today. And yeah, he has the personal accolades now, but it's time to get some rings on his fingers. And I just believe that if he's going to do it, the time is now. And it might not be this year because they already find themselves down 2-0 to the Knicks. But somehow, some way, he's going to have to bring a championship to Philadelphia, or he's going to have to request a trade. That's why Joel Embiid, I do believe, is under most pressure to succeed on my list as well. And then the last player on my list is Kevin Durant. Now, I stated last week on the podcast, episode 151 to be exact, I stated that Kevin Durant's legacy could be on the line if he ends up getting bounced in the first round to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Why I say that? Because you look at Kevin Durant's legacy, you look at what he's accomplished. He's a two-time NBA champion, two-time Finals MVP, but he's done it on the Golden State Warriors, an established team once he got there that already had Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. A team that already won the NBA Finals. A team that had the best regular season record in NBA history with 76 wins and 9 losses before Kevin Durant got there. So it was already an established juggernaut team. And he was just another piece to add to the puzzle. But Kevin Durant has never won an NBA title being the true leader on an NBA team. Now, you go all the way back to the OKC days when him, Westbrook, Harden were all on the same team. He was the true leader. You look at the Brooklyn Nets days with him, Kyrie, and James Harden. He was the true leader. Now you're looking at him with the Phoenix Suns. It's him, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal. Who's the true leader? Kevin Durant is. So I feel like for somebody that's one of the greatest small forwards in NBA history and one of the greatest scorers in league history, I really believe it's going to affect his legacy if he can never win a title, with him being the primary leader and leading his team to a championship if he can never accomplish that in his illustrious NBA career. And I feel like if he and the Suns get eliminated in the first round by the Minnesota Timberwolves, I don't ever believe that he's ever going to win a title in Phoenix. And eventually won out of Phoenix just like he won it out of Brooklyn, just like he won it out of OKC. When things got rough, he wants out. And that's exactly what's going to happen if the Suns get eliminated in the first round. He might not request a trade this offseason, but it's eventually going to come in the near future because they don't have much trade aspiration. They don't have much things to trade at this point. They don't have any depth. They traded away all their draft picks to get guys like Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal to Phoenix. So that's just how I view it. And I do believe that every player that I just mentioned does deserve the heat on them. And they are under a lot of pressure to succeed for the NBA playoffs, this NBA postseason.